commonly known as Barack Hussein Obamacare, was created to make insurance companies rich. It was never any good, Obamacare. It was done for the benefit of insurance companies, which totally control the Democrats.
All right, here to break it all down, Republican Congressman Andy Biggs of Arizona, member of the House Judiciary and Oversight Committees. So good morning, Congressman. President Trump touring the battlegrounds with his economic message. It's the right approach. When are Americans going to feel it, though, and it's going to start showing up in the polls?
Well, they should start feeling it pretty quickly because in the next 90 days, most of the big, beautiful bill tax provisions kick in, those that weren't just merely a continuation. So you're going to see some new things with regard to Social Security, overtime, tax on tips, all those go away. And that's going to actually cause some economic stimulus. And so like President Trump and his economic counselors, I think it's going to actually start spinning up in the next 90 days.
So on health care, what is the GOP plan as the clock winds down on Obamacare subsidies? The government heads straight for another shutdown, possibly. What can you tell us?
Well, it's, anytime you have a bad program like Obamacare, it really affects a lot of things. So the first thing that's going to happen is that we will continue to produce another bill. I introduced legislation a good number of weeks ago that would actually continue what we did just the last week, which actually will reduce premiums by 12%. It actually will save about $30 billion, which isn't much in the overall scheme of things. But that's why we got to finish doing the rest of my bill, and I think we're going to get that done probably by the end of January. In the meantime, you're going to have some Republicans join the Democrats to kind of create this discharge petition on the subsidy. So that's going to go. And then you asked about the shutdown. Well, the shutdown, to avoid that, what is happening is the Republicans are going to be passing out every week in January the last of the full year funding bills, and that obviates a shutdown. So I really think that we've got a better than 50% chance now we're not going to have a shutdown.
Well, that's good news. I want to turn now over the weekend. Your home state, Arizona, was center stage of the political world with the Turning Point USA Americafest. Vice President J.D. Vance highlighting that event, closing it out on Sunday night with a speech about the president's economic successes. Thousands of people turned out. Erica Trump, the CEO, endorsed the vice president for 2028. There's a lot of energy there, and I think the big takeaway was both the vice president, Benny Johnson, and others telling Republicans, stop fighting with yourselves.
Yeah, I have to say, I was asked that multiple times, and in my speech, I said the same thing. The bottom line is people need to remember we're having what I call family squabbles right now, and we're debating issues internally, which I think is a healthy thing, actually, provided that we do one thing, that we come back together and remember who the real political enemy is. Our foe is the left. It is the Democrats. It's everybody that's basically associated with them. If we do that, then I think we're going to win the election in 2026. When that's vital. So that's why we look at it. We say, all right. One of the reasons we're Republicans and conservatives is we have strong opinions. We're independent. We express those opinions. But in the end, sometimes we forget that the real enemy politically are the people across the aisle.
Yeah, no, great point. Just about 30 seconds left, but I've got to get to the 2026 midterms. I know you just briefly brought it up, and you've set sights on the governor's seat there in Arizona. A new poll showing the Democrat incoming governor, Katie Hobbs, with that double-digit lead right now. What do you think? What's going to happen? Just about 11 months to go.
Yeah, that's her poll. That's kind of her paid poll, by the way. The independent polls that have shown it show any Republican beats her by 4 points right now. She's underwater, in approval ratings, et cetera. So we feel very confident going in. I'm going to win the primary, and then I'm going to beat Katie Hobbs. I have President Trump behind me. I've got Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk, and the TPUSA team, who, by the way, turned out over 300,000 low propensity voters just a year ago in President Trump's race, and they'll do the same. We're gonna get this thing done and turn Arizona back red again.
All right. Can't wait to see that. Congressman Andy Biggs, thanks for joining us this morning. Have a Merry Christmas, sir.